Man, so let me tell you, I just did a live video, right? I just did a video, but there are some things I went back and looked and listened to some of it. There's some things I did not mention, like I got sidetracked. So I'm coming back and redoing my live video. My hair won't stay right. Okay, so what's up, my people? Peace and blessings to everyone. Love and light. It's your girl LS Lane checking in. Get live or get lost. So I'm gonna try to do more live videos because what's my motto? Get live or get lost, right? So it gotta make sense. So your girl is here tuning in this Sunday. 2 more days to voting day. That's what the main thing that I want to talk about today is our voting rights, our 15th Amendment, and how I hope that we are all practicing it now more than ever. Dating shit +8. I hope we're practicing our right. There are a lot of rights that have been taken from us, stripped from us, just like this right. For a long time, women weren't able to vote. For a long time, even the blacks weren't able to vote who were by law said that we could. Um, and were killed and murdered and, tricked out of the voting office, a polling place. So, I hope that we all are practicing it. I was proud myself when I walked in to vote. I voted early this time around. But I was so happy when I walked in because there was a young man there. He couldn't have been 2 to 3 years, out of high school. And he was upbeat fella, great attitude. It seemed he was happy to be there. So it really made me feel good about being there as well with others. Of course, there weren't any long lines for um, early voting. There was also like this disabled or mentally challenged man there with a family member who is helping him, make his elections the correct way. It just like a sense of power, the power that it lies within all of us was just present this day. So if you haven't voted, I pray and I hope that you will be there on Tuesday, whether it be early or late, midday, on lunch break. Just, you know, the system's messed up. The system, we breaking the system clearly because we've really been showing up as we should over the past few years, maybe even decades, where we're having these election device issues. um, we have these crazy things just happening when it comes to the voting system because we are showing up and it's devastating and it's hurting the the elite class who doesn't deserve or honor the power that we have given to them. Okay, we'll talk more about that later. I came here to talk about voting and I also wanted to talk about Fannie Lou Hamer. I mentioned the other day in one of my social media posts that I wanted to give light to Miss Fannie Lou Hamer, and also speak about touch on reproductive rights because during the time of 50s, 60s, the big thing was a lot of experiments, with our people, with our black people, indigenous even. Um, but when I think about the reproductive justice and why we should vote, Miss Fannie Lou Hamer, she had fibroids. A lot of our grandmas and great grandparents, I think, may have dealt with something that came with um, reproductive uterine fibroids, cervical cancers. Like it's said that I lost my grandmother to cervical cancer. And then it was said something else. But I do know and I do believe that during this time there were a lot of tests being and experiments being run with our black people. All of our black women coming, a lot of our black women coming with the cervical cancer issues, fibroid issues, the syphilis craze that was injected and experimented with our black men. And then we get these crazy STDs amongst our black families and whatnot. But when Miss Fannie Lou Hamer went into surgery to have her fibroids removed, her doctor, without consent, removed her uterus. So she was never able to give birth. Her and her husband never had children. She adopted girls. Um, but never was able to have children. So again, like this is something that it always goes back and dates back, to when our people didn't know how to fight, didn't want to fight. But Miss Fannie Lou Hamer did fight to the point where she rose up and created a whole political party, right? The Black Freedom Democratic Party, or not just for blacks, but for those who stood with blacks, or who are of a certain class, who weren't given the rights or whose rights weren't being permitted by the racist government during this time. So, ladies, black women, I can't even say it because we are doing our part from what I see. And another part that we have to do is instill this into our children, male and female, how important it is, because I can't say everything I want to say here, and I'm not going to say everything that I could say here, but we will rise. Okay, we will rise up. Rise up. And that's all we can say. We'll rise up. And all we can say. And a teardrop away. All right. Get loud or get lost. Yo, also, man, I want to lift up Takeoff, his family and friends, his whole crew, his squad, his associates, everybody. That was an incredible loss to us all, to the hip hop community as well. And again, it gives us something else to talk about rather than what we should really be focused on. So just keep that family in your prayers. Play these guys' music, and just love on our people like they had to leave tomorrow. Um, I'll be touching on that topic too eventually as I enhance this going live thing, as I learn it along the way. But definitely want to talk about my hip hop culture, and just the life that we live, the things that we put out there, and not saying that they put out anything bad, because I was a diehard fan. Like I was listening to the Migos, when shit happened. But yeah, just my people, we gotta do better. And I don't know anything to do but to talk about it and maybe expose some things from my point of view. Um, but yeah, Miss Fannie Lou Hamer, shout out to her rising up, especially after this surgery, and fighting for our rights. And it actually did help. I believe it was amended after the fight rose up with her, um, and the Freedom Party. So yeah, I just wanted to shed light on Miss Hamer during this time to say thank you for your fight. Thank you to her girls, her daughters, and her bloodline that still exists. Appreciate that. And I pray that we can, as leaders here as well, in this time, fight just as hard as her. And we did. Like I got a new sign, the voting people come to your door, y'all be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Or, just don't answer. Actually, that's a funny story. I'm gonna post it out to here. They came to visit me the other day, and I ended up with a sign. I practice more socialist views and believe as a socialist that is all about people over profit. Everything is people over profit. So those are my views. But when it comes to this election, and until we can see the path and the way and why it's so much more helpful to follow the socialist view, I'm continue to vote for those candidates who bring us closer to that. So with that, y'all, get live or get lost. It's your girl LS Lane. Y'all stay tuned. I got some great things coming up for you. We're coming to Alabama, Birmingham, as a matter of fact, here in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned. Let's get it. Get live. Get lost. I'm gonna do this again soon. I hope you all like it. I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Hi y'all. Hey. Hold on. Let's see what they gotta say. How you doing?
How are you?
Good. How
We're
are
just
you all?
canvassing for Stacey Abrams. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, we've already voted. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you.
Would you like a sign or anything?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh,
Drop it in.
cool.
Thank you. We'll put it right here.
Oh, thank you. That's
so much.
awesome. All right, take
You
care.
girls be safe out here. Have fun. Okay.
Yeah, we are.
Thank you.
All right,
Feeling the
thank you.
joy, for
All
sure.
right. All right,
Take
baby.
care. This is Frida.